I know that this video was supposed to come out a little bit early, but I decided to take a break and went somewhere else. And right now I'm giving myself the chance to review the latest Marvel movie that I just saw, which is none other than Ant-Man and the Wasp. But to be a little bit more sincere, it's sometimes really hard to talk a little bit too much in too much detail about the Marvel movies because most of the time they're pretty good. Most of the time. Mostly the Marvel Cinematic Universe ones. So, talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp with a little bit of a more direct approach, I will always come out saying that, wow, I had a lot of fun. It was a great film. I really enjoy it. And so on, so on, so on. So yeah, this is no exception. There's just no exception because once you see every Marvel Cinematic movie, you kind of seen them all, except that you once in a while you get a range of emotions that, but in the end, it always comes up being positive. I mean, Infinity Wars. I mean, that was great, but it shocked the world with its ending. Although, well, there is a little bit I can talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp because before the movie came out, I was like, how did they going with it? I mean, everybody's talking about the ending of Infinity War and how so much of a downer it is, and we began to get worried about the heroes. So we began to think, okay, so how the trailer doesn't seem like it kind of goes in the same continuity from the last movie. And now that I've seen the movie, it does. It does in a part it is part of the continuity, but I'm glad that they kept it like the end. So technically, it's a little bit of a flashback, but at least it gave us one answer for a question that I have in the Infinity Wars movie. Where was Ant-Man? And this movie finally they give us the answer why Ant-Man was MIA in the Infinity War thing. So that's pretty much in a nutshell about the Ant-Man movie. Well, mostly my opinion, but if you want to know what the story is about, they decided to take a little bit of more of a simpler premise, a more lighthearted one in contrast to the last one. In this one, it takes place 2 years after the whole Civil War incident. Scott Lang, played again by Paul Rudd, he's been on house arrest ever since the Germany incident. He is living with his daughter, his ex-wife, and her husband. But yeah, so he is making up for all the time he didn't spend with his daughter that he appreciates a lot. But of course, because of the house arrest, he can't put a foot outside the house because yeah, he has a tractor in his leg. He can't even go to work with his pal Michael Pena, which they're running what was it? A security system company. But what happens later is that his girlfriend Hope, played by Evangeline Lilly, and her father they capture him because because he had a dream that he had a dream that he was her mother. She was the last Wasp woman in the last from the flashback of the last movie. All right. Maybe I'm a little bit messy on that. Okay, let me explain from the beginning. Before our hero Ant-Man, Scott, and all that stuff, there was another Ant-Man, and that's Evangeline Lilly's father. He was the previous Ant-Man, and he had his wife, the Wasp woman. But during a mission in which they have to, in which they one of them had to shrink into a smaller molecule, which is a really risky situation. She sacrificed that, and she shrinks into a very atomic size, and she gets lost for almost 20 years. And what happened is that they're trying to find a way to bring her back to her normal size, and suddenly Scott, he kind of have that vision. And this opened the possibility for both Evangeline Lilly and her father to find a clue that will lead her to bring her back to her normal size, let's say. So they capture Scott, both as a way to bring back his mother, but also in a way to make him pay back for all the things that he done in Germany with Captain America and all this stuff. And they entered this, not only they kind of just entered this plot in which they involve with some mafia who had the right generator to create a quantum tunnel that could let them enter the very microscopic world known as the quantum realm. But at the same time, there's also this woman who is kind of like an assassin. Let's say I'll get to that. This woman is codenamed Ghost, and she wants the generator for her own purpose. And that's technically it. That's technically the whole plot of Ant-Man. Nothing big, nothing simple. It's not much about saving the world, but saving one or two individuals. And that's kind of interesting. It's almost like the movie decided to take a break from saving the world, and sometimes a hero doesn't sometimes have to leave aside the world and also concentrate on even the little things, like an individual with a big problem. Without trying to go into a little bit of heavy spoilers for the most part, I will say that this is technically most of the movie. It's just Scott being dragged along into something that he didn't want it to, because let's face it, he's in house arrest, but they drag him into it, even when he just only had 3 more days to finish his sentence. But don't worry, they come up with ways to fool the detectors that he got out of the house. Mainly, they put the detector in the giant pet ant that appeared in the last Ant-Man movie. You know what? For some reason, that ant he kind of reminded me of the cute ant from that movie, Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. How can something that naturally can be a little bit creepy, it comes out also kind of cute in a way? And well, yeah, not only it involves that, we also need a superhero. So yeah, Scott does indeed wear his signature outfit, but also we got Evangeline Lilly getting her outfit with wings, and she turns into the Wasp. It's technically also having the same powers. The powers that they can shrink in little sizes, or they can grow very tall, and they have also gadgets that they change the size of any project, anything that they touch. And our antagonist, which is Ghost, is you're gonna get to know her better as the movie goes on, and you'll see that she's not technically a villain. She is a troubled character who is desperate because her powers technically is also kind of her curse. She has the power to face physical objects. And once you hear her story that she was a victim of an experiment that Evangeline Lilly's father. I remember that he's played by what was that the name again? Michael Douglas. Hank Pym, it was his name. He was doing this experiment because he was trying desperately to bring back his wife, but of course during that project it kind of had this explosion that not only killed her parents, but also her physical body kind of become phase materialized. Her molecules are going all over the place, and then she gets adopted by Lawrence Fishburne, who he has a grudge not only on the guy, but also okay. Sorry, I just passed out. He has a grudge against Hank Pym, the Michael Douglas character, because he calls him selfish. He doesn't care for the others, and well, Lawrence Fishburne has also an experience as an ex-SHIELD agent, and he got worried that they turn the Ghost character into a humanized weapon because her powers let her become an assassin. And now she's looking for the generator that some mafia has, because that generator has the enough energy to create this the quantum portal in order to not only bring back the mother, but also could heal her from that molecular instability that she has. And time is running out for her because in a few weeks she's gonna die. So I kind of like that there is not exactly a right or wrong answer on any hero or any villain. Yeah, we side with the heroes like Antman, and because they're the likable bunch, but you kind of also question that their selfishness feels kind of out of place. But there's also that when they realize what is going on, they're trying to find a way to fix it so that everyone can be happy. But there is this sheer stubbornness and fear desperation of all the characters that they feel that they kind of don't want to look for a possible answer. They're always looking for the faster answer instead of the most possible better way to solve the solution. And that is the best part that keeps you intrigued from the movie. Oh yeah, and we also have this comical bits that it's pretty sympathetic. I kind of love it. One of the biggest gags that the movie has is that the Antman suit is having problems because the regulator is kind of like a prototype. So there is this amazing scene in which the Antman suit begins to act funny, and poor Scott Lang has to sometimes dress up like a child because they make him shrink into child size, or that's kind of cute, I would say. Although I wish someone could help me why they were angry at him because of all the things about Germany. I mean, it's not like the guy wanted to be part of the Germany incident of the Civil War. They just technically kidnapped him. And funny thing that Scott actually acted like that in the whole movie. He was kind of taking the blame about everything for something that he didn't do. He was just a victim of circumstances. Oh, and one final thing about the comedy is that they gave a better use to Michael Pena. Michael Pena was so hilarious in this movie. They gave him a better use than just being the guy just standing there and make some kind of like the typical Latin American joke that some people do. they do it again in this movie, but they only did it once, and my God, it's kind of funny. I'd probably say that is the funniest joke that I can find in this movie. A little bit of a spoiler, just in case, because it is worth talking about it. The best joke I find is that when the mafia guys, they go to Michael Peña's office and they want to know where Scott and the others are. So, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that the biggest MacGuffin of this movie that not only is the generator but also the laboratory that the doctor has, because, well, the laboratory has all the advanced equipment, and they move it around in a big by shrinking it to the side, and they carry it like a suitcase. Okay, so anyway, they want Michael Peña to speak where they are, and the solution for that is that they're gonna drug him with let's say that it's a truth serum, but the joke is that they don't mention it at first. They're just like, here, this is a substance that when you inject it, it'll make your nerves get stiff and make your brain kind of expel all the dark secrets that you have. And yeah, that's truth serum. It's not truth serum. Yes, it is. It's truth serum. And they begin to talk about it again, and they were like, dude, that's truth serum. It's not truth serum. And yeah, well, we got the repetition of that joke from the first movie when Michael Peña begins to say, "Oh, you know that, I met this guy and he say, hey, dude, how's it going? How's it going?" Although the execution is even much funnier than the first one, so I'm not gonna go all along with it. But if you watch the movie, you trust me that you'll love it. So finally, I have to talk about the ending, because the ending is gonna be something to talk about. Okay, not technically the ending, but the usual mid-credit scenes and the end credit scenes. But it's something worth talking about, because after the movie finally solved the problem with the ghost thing, the laboratory thing, the mafia thing, and the house arrest thing. Everything feels like it kind of wrapped up like a typical superhero movie. And yeah, and they even saved the mother, played by Michelle Pfeiffer. You notice that everything is fine and dandy. They even use the quantum tunnel to explore the quantum realm. But then, the thing that I was waiting and expected to happen, happened. And that is Thanos. Remember in Infinity War? Half of the universe it turns into dust? Well, everybody except Scott, Antman, they are chosen to disappear. They turn into dust. I remember the audience go, they were all shocked. I was kind of expected, but I never imagined that will be everyone. Except Antman. And unfortunately, Antman, he is trapped in the quantum realm. He can't get out until he gets external help. So this actually explains why he was MIA. Easy. He was trapped in the quantum realm. But from what he gathered, that might be something important. So this is kind of like a fan theory, I'll say. Because when Michelle Pfeiffer came back from the quantum realm after many years trapped in there, she kind of came back with some healing powers, which help Ghost with her phaser problems. So when Ant-Man went to the tunnel to pick up some molecules that apparently he's saying that they might have some healing powers, that could be, I think that this could be kind of like the key to rescuing everyone from the whole Thanos situation that happened. But I'm very curious now what's gonna happen. The poor guy is now trapped as like a microscope in that world. He can't get out. Everyone disappeared. And yeah, the movie ends like that, and we were all waiting for the credits. Still kind of like how can you explain it? It's kind of like you were having the best time in your life, and then something, a bad memory comes back to you, and I was like, oh. Only to see that the ending credit after credit scene is just that ant just playing the battery, which is the running gag of the whole series. Yeah, there is this running gag that you see Scott Lang practicing magic from the internet and sometimes also playing the battery drums. Now we see the ant playing the battery drums, and the biggest troll of them all is that, remember that most Marvel movies, they'll say, like, for example, Iron Man will be back, Spider-Man will be back. This time, they put Antman and the Wasp will be back? They put a question mark there. And the audience was like, oh. And here's something cute that happened. A 7-year-old in the audience, apparently she was so invested into the movie, she just screamed, "Fuck you, Thanos!" It's not every day when you see a 7-year-old give out the F word. And that's it. I don't think I have to say too much about Ant-Man and the Wasp from what I already told you. It's a great sit. The comedy execution is a little bit better than the first Ant-Man. Although, don't get me wrong, I love the first Ant-Man too. It feels... How can I explain it? It kind of feels like you have a very likable character who is technically reluctant hero that he gets into his mess, but he turns from a reluctant guy who has a little bit of a criminal record to an all-around reluctant hero. Superhero, that is. That's the appeal of Ant-Man. And this movie is no exception. It may not be as big and grand like Infinity Wars was. But you know what? We needed that. We need a little bit of that break from this very, very serious superheroes, and let heroes be fun, at least for once in a while. Next time, well, I think we got what was it? Captain Marvel, which is also another key to this whole Thanos fiasco. Oh yeah, we also have that Venom movie. I'm not very keen for that. Oh, let me put something aside from Ant-Man, and I do want to have a very, very big rant that I have with this freaking Teen Titans movie. The freaking Teen Titans Go movie. I saw the trailer, that final trailer. I hate Teen Titans Go. I do. But there's one thing that I just want to punch Warner Brothers, because it's not just with this Teen Titan, but the other Teen Titans. What is your problem on naming Deathstroke? And this movie kind of proves how stupid your regulations are. Because I know that in Teen Titans, Deathstroke was renamed Slade because they don't want to add the word death. Well, in this Teen Titans Go, they mentioned Deadpool! Deadpool has the word dead. And you have the problem on naming your character Deathstroke? You just call him Slade! Okay, I know. Well, Slade Wilson is the real name of Deathstroke. But go all out! You had the chance to even fix that! And even the joke will have worked. I'm not Deadpool, I am Deathstroke! That's what they should have done! Okay, that was my one mini rant while watching those trailers. And I'm not gonna watch Teen Titans Go. Why would I want to give my movie to a series that it feels like it doesn't belong into my heart, considering that I did watch the original Teen Titans. And Teen Titans Go, I mean, I know that the original was goofy and other stuff, but this is a little bit too much. It's too much. And it's worse when they technically go to insult your audience. I'll not get too much into that because that is a subject that it could take long, and it's better to be talked with many persons. But you know what? We still have Antman. Antman and the Wasp. Go check it out. Because as you can see, even the smallest things can give you that big smile.